My mom's company asked me to cover her job while she was sick. I'm 15. They got exactly what they asked for. 2 weeks ago, my mom came down with the worst flu of her life. Fever of 103. Couldn't keep food down. Could barely lift her head off the pillow. She works as a senior account manager. 15 years at the company. She was in the middle of leading a major rebrand for some bougie skincare company called Velour. 6-figure project. Tight deadline. She emailed her boss explaining she needed a few days to recover. Their response came an hour later. Not a, we understand. Not a, get well soon. Instead, they wrote, that's unfortunate. However, we've noticed your daughter has expressed an interest in marketing and graphic design. Perhaps she could assist your role in your absence until you recover. My mom thought it was a joke at first. She wrote them an email, laughing and telling them, unfortunately, I was not qualified. Their response came not even 5 minutes later. If the Velour project remains incomplete or suffers due to your absence, we will have no choice but to withhold your payment and pursue breach of contract. Your daughter can cover your desk, or you can accept the consequences. My mom stared in shock. She showed me the email while I sat on the edge of her bed. Then I looked her right in the eye. Mom, I'll go, and I'll give them exactly what they asked for. On Monday, I showed up to her workplace in my school hoodie and jeans. The receptionist stared at me like I'd wandered in from a field trip. I told her I was covering for my mom, Mira Fawn, senior account manager. She handed me a visitor badge without a word. They actually gave me my mom's desk, her login, her email, full access to everything. First thing I saw was 67 unread emails from the client, so I started responding. The client asked about the campaign timeline. I told them, probably soon. My mom's been really sick, so things are backed up, but I'm on it. They asked for revised brand mockups. I made some during my lunch break using Canva and sent them over. Very colorful. I thought they looked nice. They asked about budget allocation for influencer partnerships. I said, I'm not sure, but I think we're fine. I'll keep you posted, twin. A coworker came by and asked if I'd reviewed the brand guidelines document. Yeah, totally. I said, I hadn't. Another coworker asked if I could approve the influencer contracts sitting in my mom's inbox. I opened them up. 3 contracts. The names sounded cool and they had a lot of followers, so I approved all 3. Didn't check if they were in budget. Didn't check if the client had signed off, just approved them. The client wanted to schedule a strategy call. I replied bet and no showed. Someone from the creative team asked me to sign off on the final print ad before it went to production. I looked at it. It felt empty. So I added some clip art that I thought complemented the vibe. Little sparkles, a cartoon sun, sent it to print. By Wednesday, I had responded to 94 emails. By Thursday, I had approved $45,000 in influencer deals that were $20,000 over budget. By Friday, the client was threatening to pull out of the entire partnership because the mock-ups I sent looked like a middle school art project. The following Monday, the CEO personally called my mom screaming. She said I had sabotaged the Velour campaign. She said the client had terminated the contract. They'd lost a $400,000 account because of my negligence. They were going to sue us. Court day arrived 6 weeks later. Their lawyer went first. Expensive suit, confident voice. He talked about damages, lost client relationships, breach of professional standards. He demanded $250,000 in compensation from my mother for allowing me to destroy their campaign. Then the judge started asking questions. Let me make sure I understand this correctly. He looked at their lawyer. Your client asked the defendant, a 15-year-old high school student, to perform the duties of a senior account manager. Is that correct? She was invited to temporarily assist a minor with no employment contract, no compensation, no training, no supervision. She expressed interest in the field. She takes an art elective. Is that accurate? Silence. And when her mother, your client's actual employee of 15 years, was too ill to work, instead of reassigning the project or extending the deadline, your client asked an unpaid minor to manage a 6-figure advertising campaign. The lawyer opened his mouth. Nothing came out. And when this child predictably made errors, your client's response was to sue the family. The judge leaned back. I've heard enough. The judge turned to my mom. Ma'am, I'm ruling in your favor. The company will pay you $200,000 in damages for workplace harassment, exploitation of a minor, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Their lawyer's face went white, but the judge wasn't finished. If this company retaliates against you in any way, if they terminate you, demote you, or create a hostile work environment, you come directly back to this court. I will personally ensure they face the full weight of the law. He turned to their lawyer. There is nothing I despise more than corporations exploiting vulnerable workers and their families. Do I make myself clear? The lawyer nodded quickly. We walked out of that courtroom $200,000 richer. I asked if I could put senior account manager on my college applications. She said absolutely not.